Hi, welcome to Bookwood. I'm glad you chose to spend some time with me. If you haven't met before, my name is Mashou and I create bookish and journal-related content over here on YouTube. Welcome in my weekly carousel vlog. In these vlogs, I tell you about the books that I have read and I take you along on activities that I do or that I do with my family mostly. This week, we didn't do activities, so this vlog will have a small lack of b-roll because, well, one, it rained, and two, Niklas had its dance recital, I think you say, the end of the school year in dance class, and they did like a youth show, and so we did run a whole lot around and about for rehearsals and dress rehearsals and stuff like that. But I did got time to read, so I read 2 books for TAR only this week, which means that by the end of the week I am still on top of the race, even if we had a little dip throughout. Let me tell you all about that a little bit. The first prompt we had was to read a book with a preposition. The prompt dropped for me like 1:45 a.m. in the night, just after that I submitted my book for leg 2. Yay! I was happy to still be on top at the end of the first week. You can see all about that in last week's vlog. And when I had to pick my book, I knew that I had chosen Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie for that. And I did not read that book for it. I had a little TBR switch. Why? Whilst I was waiting for the second prompt to drop, I was at work and I was sure it was going to drop. So I took my book that I needed to finish and my Kindle with me because I had 3 options. And out of the 7 prompts, I thought there must be one chance that it's one of those 3 books that is going to drop. Didn't happen. So I picked another book that's on my Kindle, and it's a French book called Crime sur la Lune, or Crimes on the Moon. It's on there for a very long time. I think it was on my face-off weekend. Never happened to participate TBR of last year. And this is a novella. It's 197 pages of a cozy sci-fi mystery set on the moon. And the cover has like this a little bit steampunkish vibe. And I got attracted to this book because I read a duology by a French author called Celestopol, which are 2 short story collections, all set in a steampunkish society on the moon. It's also a little bit of an alternate history, and I really enjoyed that, so I was attracted to Crime sur la Lune. And I started to read that, because it's the shortest book that was not on my TBR, it was on Kindle. And Bree said in one of the sprints that if you started reading a book for a bonus prompt, a sightseeing prompt, which I didn't, right? I just read another book because we agreed I do not do sightseeing this year, that you can still submit it if it fits for the next prompt. And then it hit me. This book is fitting the prompt because sur, or on the moon, is a preposition. It's on my TBR for longer than 1 year. The author's name is written in white on the cover. And after reading it, I could also be sure that there is some LGBTQI plus rep in that book. So I went like, you know what? I started this. Just let us read this one so that it is finally done and I can return it because it's KU and put some other book in its place on my Kindle. And I'm not sure if I made the right decision. it took me for ages to get through this book. I kept having other things to do. I kept falling asleep very early in the evenings. And I thought, well, yeah, it's life, It's June. It's the most busy month of the year, even more busier than the start of the school year. We'll just go with it. And it's after finishing it that I realized that maybe it took me such a long time because my enjoyment was not what I expected. So in this book, we are going to be in the head of several characters, but the main idea is we go to the moon, where there are different type of installations, and one of them is the one we are going to, is a luxury hotel. These hotels are built in a way that you go there, it's like a big spa. You're not really meant to go out and about. You cannot walk on the moon. You will still need to wear like space suits and stuff like that. But the hotels are for luxury relaxation. And in this hotel, being is the first person we really meet is Ulysses Leak, and he is a detective. He's very known throughout the whole galaxy to solve crimes, and he has been invited by the owner of this complex, which is Isaac Adams, to come because there is this possibility that this famous inventor might be robbed. And so basically our detective is there to discover who is going to do the robbery before it even happens. That will not happen. There is, with Isaac in this station are three women. I remember the name of one, which is Regina. She is like the hostess, and she's picking up the guests at the airport, air station, space station, to bring them back. She makes them comfortable. And then there is two other ladies, which names I do not remember. And they are there like his bodyguards, but also they help cooking and stuff like that. It's very convivial. It's very all grouped together. And that's nice. And so we are slowly getting to know everybody. There is a couple that is are priests, cult leaders of some new cult that, how do you say that? Worships water, because water has become scarce. It's also a little bit post-apocalyptic in that, but it's not really mentioned. There is another couple that is like an ex-adventurer going into uninhabitable zones on Earth, digging for historical items, like stuff of our time. And then there is his wife, who is like some type of influencer. They have a huge age gap. They are quite strange in their dynamic. We have a lady that has an art gallery and that is known for selling ancient art, also stuff from our time period. Then there is a man that used to be a sports champion who is coming there just on vacation. And did we get everybody? I think we do. If I forgot someone, it did not play a very big role in the story. And we will be following the day-to-day happenings of this vacation. We will learn a little bit about all of these people. All of them behave quite strangely. All of them have like something going on that we don't know about. We will learn how the station on the moon works and stuff like that. And then at some point, indeed, something gets stolen and the investigation kicks a little bit off, but also somebody gets murdered, which makes that we have two investigations going on. And yeah, I wanted to like it way more. I wanted it to be very more steampunkish. So I really liked the idea of the setting on the moon. I really liked the parts describing how that was made possible and how life or vacation on the moon is going. I wanted that to be very much more pronounced. It's what drove me to this book, and in the end, it's the deception of this book. Then the rest of the story feels a little bit like my Aurelium stories. It's like more like a description of the things that's going on. It's turning around. It doesn't feel quite detailed or worked out. But then the writing style in itself is very enjoyable. I liked it. I liked some of the way things were said. I had to laugh out loud a few times, which is something that is not happening in every book. So that is very much fun for me. I also felt that each of the characters had its own way of speaking and of using language, which was very fun. I especially enjoyed the one of the water couple, in which everything they said was very flowy and very water related. That was something very unique and interesting about this book. It's also very quotable. But then the events in themselves were too light. Again, not detailed, not deep enough. And the investigation was really more like a mentalist. And I was like, okay, I feel I miss a lot of the information, especially because in the summary it says that every chapter holds clues, and that the game would be that we could solve as a reader the crime before the detective could. I could not. Maybe it's because of my autism that I didn't see things like somebody else would. And unfortunately, I cannot ask you to try it out and to tell me what you think. But if you read French, do try it out and let me know. And so, yeah, I liked the setting. I liked a lot of the use of language, but then the rest felt too unfinished, unfortunately. I gave it 3 stars, though. Enjoyable, with a plus, because of the moon setting, of course. So I propose that we go walk a little bit further, and then I will talk to you a little bit about the only B-roll that I have for you before jumping into the second and last book even further on this walk. The birds we are hearing is a species that is nesting on the ground in between the grain. I hope that when I will be re-listening to this audio, the highway that is located in front of me, well, it's quite a while far away, but you will still hear it very loud, won't come through too loud. I make this little stop because I want to introduce to you the B-roll that is next. So due to the rain, we continued on our family whoosh, let's say, to play board games related to the readathon I am participating in. I chose not to go with the prompts for the board game picking, but with the Doctor Who episode that prompts were based on. And the one that we did this week was for the very first prompt, or the very first episode, which was about a house with like stone angels, and you should not blink even if you look at them, because they would become like serial killers and move really, really fast if you didn't watch them, like the Pac-Man ghosts or the ghosts in Mario. It's in Mario, and you return and the ghost doesn't move. And I looked for board games that have something to do with angels, and I found one that is for once not a children's game or even a family type of game. I picked Black Angel, which is by 3 authors. I will put it somewhere. This is an expert board game. It is a Belgian making. It is a game that I have signed by the author. I have other games by one of the authors, which is Xavier George, and he has played together with us. I think it was Carnegie's demo before the testing, before really printing, and so he signed our Black Angel copy. I taught this game to Niklaus and Jorim, who are basically, maybe certainly Niklaus, a bit too young for this type of game, but since they play a lot, we gave it a go, and they really enjoyed it. It took some time to explain all the rules, so I have a little overview of the whole board game, and then I have some footage of us playing, but not the whole game, because this is like 1 to 2 hours per player. It's a very long one, and in this game we are trying to get our little robots into vessels, and we send them out of the Black Angel, which is the figurine you'll see, and to spread them over the galaxy to trade with alien races. And we are trying to get to a planet called Spes. And then of course it is a who got the most points situation in the end. I think this is a very interesting game to play. I wish I have the time to play more of it. And I hope you enjoy seeing this game and discovering it. one last stop before we head back from the fields into the village. At this dry built wall, it's the wall of the cemetery. It's behind, but I think it really looks nice with all the ivy on it. To talk about the last book of this vlog, which was for the 4th prompt of Tar. I did start late on leg 4. I didn't read fast enough the previous one, and the dropping of leg 4 was like the whip that made me quicken up the read of that book and made me realize that maybe I should not have picked that one. So that I could start on the book that we needed for the prompt, a book with a holiday. It's a prompt that I dreaded the most. It's the prompt I spent a lot of time looking for a book for, and I ended up with Evergreen Conservatory, which is the second book in the Magical Botanist series. So it will be hard to tell you something about it. The holiday in this book, in case you wonder, is there are several, and it's all pagan celebrations like Samhain, like Midsummer, Midwinter, the equinoxes, things like that. So yeah, I did escape the dreaded Christmas story book. Luckily for me, I would say. In this book that I started the series from in June, in May with Evergreen Academy, we are meet Briar or B, and she lives in a small town called Wheat. She will discover that she has running through her blood a very special plant magic, which will allow her to attend the Evergreen Academy, which is an academy situated in the forest around this town of Wheat, that everybody has a lot of questions about, that looks a little bit dilapidated until you get the magic to come in and you see this wonderful, lush green, filled with flowers and steady weather under a dome type of academy grounds. Of course, she makes a lot of friends there, and there is a lot of intrigues going on. One of them is that the protective field that forms this dome is falling apart. It seems that the soil has been poisoned, and together with her friends, she sets off to find what is happening. And in the meanwhile, we will have some other things to find out. I really enjoyed reading the first one, even if it is a cozy fantasy. It is a young adult one with a slow burn romance. The first kiss only happened like near the second half of book 2, which is sweet. And I really enjoy this world. I think it is very original with this very vague but interesting plant magic. So they can like see properties in plants other people can't. They can influence them, but they can also send leaves with messages, like if it were WhatsApp messages. They can tree walk without falling because the branches make paths for them. There is so many fun things in there that make me wish I could be one of the students at this academy. And reading this and enjoying this and reading these 406 pages in 3 days, I realized that there was a problem with the previous one. But so I did finish this book in time, which means that at the end of week 2, I am still on top of the race. I am still doing fine in TAR, and I hope that if you are participating, that you are too. I decided not to participate in the Face of Weekend because of the dance recital of Niklaus. This was over 2 days, and it was a lot of fun, and we are very proud of him. I will not include images of that because of copyright for music and choreographies and stuff like that. But if you want to know more about that, you can have a look on Instagram. I will link it down below. It's students26. We really enjoyed what Fiona, who is the director, did with all of that. I hope that you enjoyed coming on this walk with me, that going around the fields is changing up from hiding out in the forest, but I really want to catch the little rays of sun after all that rainy weather. And if you would like to spend more time with me, I at least would like to spend more time with you, that's for sure, then you can subscribe to this channel, which will make it easier for you to find this channel back. You can turn on notifications so you know exactly when my next video is coming up. And if you want other people to get to know me and to enjoy the views of our nice Wallonian countryside, then you can like this video so that YouTube can get the motivation to offer it to somebody else to watch. I hope that you will have a very nice week coming up, and I hope that we will see you next week again.
See you soon!